This is part of the playlist of different videos I'm giving you on how to set up your classroom settings in Zoom, or as a student, do quick hacks for getting through this transition to online teaching. This is also useful though if you like to use Zoom for work, or if you use it for video interviews, or if you just like to record your presentations in it. In the other videos, I covered my preferred settings, and I gave you some instructions for what to do if you like to save your files locally. In a different video, I talked about some of the benefits of saving them in the cloud. We're going to pick up in this video from there and discuss a little bit more. How do you open them? What if you have to transcode them? We'll talk about that in a moment. What if you find that they're 7 gigabytes or larger and you can't upload them seamlessly? So I'm going to do a screen share, and I'm actually in Zoom doing this right now. You'll be able to follow along and get an idea of what you can do with these local file recordings. So let's head on up to that. I am in my Finder window right here. You're seeing one of the Zoom recordings already, but I want to backtrack a little bit to this. So say you have your folder set up, you have it saved so things save locally, and you come across this file and you double click it and nothing happens. You left click it, and in your case, nothing seems to come up here. That's an option, right? You have to be able to turn it into a readable file format outside of the Zoom system. And to do this, you have to have the Zoom application installed. The Zoom application is just called Zoom Client. I'll share with you really quickly exactly where that is, right? So if we're in here and you want to have this set up on your own computer so that you can do it locally, you would want to go up to Resources and click Download Zoom Client. By the way, here's where you'll find many more tutorials, and get it set up on your desktop. Let's hop back over to the Finder window so I can talk about why you need that. So here we are in this kind of odd video file format. We can't get it to open. What you want to do is left click, Open With, and then transcode.app is actually just the Zoom function of being able to turn the file into a readable format. And as it's doing this, you can see the types of files slowly popping up. We're going to go a little bit faster. I'm going to stop this particular transcoding, and I'm going to show you what that looks like when you've given it the time to. So this one, for instance, is already at 3.28 gigabytes. If you don't know what gigabytes are, that's totally fine. What you do need to know is that's kind of large if you don't want it to upload quickly on a slow internet connection. So let me show you my free quick technique for making your files small enough to either upload to YouTube if you're sticking to that platform, or to Vimeo, or to Canvas, or Moodle, or Blackboard, or wherever you need to send them, including over email. All right, here we are. We're over in the application that I like to use. You can just Google Handbrake, HANDBRAKE.FR. And what you'll find is a very quick download if you have Mac OS, meaning if you have an Apple device, or you can go to downloads over here and you can find the one relevant to your computer. Once you click this, you install the application on your computer. I won't be walking you through that, so feel free to Google really quickly how you actually download and install an application. For now, we're going to jump over to where I have it already pulled up. So you've downloaded Zoom, it's free, it's glitch free, you've opened it. What do you do next? Well, I like to start by just jumping into the file I need and going from there. So if you click Open Source in the upper corner and select the file that you need to make a little bit smaller or more manageable, click Open, and there it is, right? Now I have a preset that I've made, and I'm about to show you what it is, so you can save it as your own. If you go up to Web, so we're under presets, go to Web, scroll all the way down to Vimeo YouTube, 1080p. If you click on this, make sure that you've clicked Web Optimized, align the audio visual, right? All right, we go over to dimensions, and now I just want you to pause and make sure things match, because we're going fast. All right, pause, make sure this matches. Pause, make sure this matches. And then these three, I'm less worried about. Maybe check and see if something odd looks like it's there, but otherwise assume it's fine for the purposes of what we're about to do. Now, I have my presets already set up this way, if you're like, okay, Chelsea, I filled this in, I have all these things set up, I recommend you now save this as the preset you need it to be, which maybe if you're uploading to Canvas, for instance, you just name Canvas, add, and from now on, when you open Handbrake to make your file a little bit more manageable and uploadable, you can just go ahead to My Presets and Canvas. So down here, you label your file, and then you tell it where you want it to save by clicking Browse, select your spot, choose, and then all you have to do is click Start. And while it's transcoding, in the actual application on Apple devices at least, it'll tell you how long you have to go. If you would like to do multiple at once, you can create a queue similar to a printer, but for the purposes of this video, this is really all you need to know. This is also important if the type of video file saved was not a .mp4, but was something like a .mov or M4a or something else. You want it to be .mp4 for most contexts. So there you have it. That is my quick and fast way for you to be able to get your video Zoom recordings small enough to quickly upload. I hope that was helpful. I hope you learned how to turn it into a file that's legible on your computer. If you are feeling this is a lot of steps, you can always just share it from the cloud, and my other video covers that. You can find that video on my channel in this playlist, or just click on the eye in the upper corner and it will open up a window of different videos related to this.